YouTube, what it do? It's your guy CJ back with another video, back with another episode of the CJ Wilkins YouTube channel. Today, I want to go a little deeper into a saying that I say a lot on my channel and on my podcast. If you've been listening to me for a while, or even if you're new, I always try to make a reference to the art of betting on yourself, right? And I say that a lot, like bet on yourself, bet on yourself, bet on yourself. But I never really go into the detail, or I never really fully explain what I mean, like when I say that. And someone asked me, like, what do you mean in your videos when you say, like, bet on yourself? Because that can mean a plethora of different things. When I'm talking about betting on yourself, I'm simply talking about, think about all of the things in life that you commit to on a day, right? On a daily. If you have a job, like most of us, you commit to your job. You commit to your place of employment. You go there every day. You wake up Monday through Friday, or whatever schedule you have, and you go do what you have to do. You don't think about it. You don't really fight against it. Well, you may fight against it, but you still show up and go to work. You think about like some of the shows you watch, like some of the media that you consume. Like you're just committed to listening to this podcast or watching this video, or tuning in to this reality show or this football game or things like that. And you're committed to it, man, and you're tapped into it, you know what I mean? And those things are absolutely fine and well, but ask yourself, like, how often or how many times do you have that same energy towards yourself? Ask yourself, like, how tapped in, how committed, how driven are you towards that when it comes to you? You know what I mean? You gotta bet on yourself, man. And betting on yourself also, it really includes just the art of just simply choosing you, man. Believing in yourself, believing in your dreams, believing in the value that you have to offer yourself, but the world also. But having that faith in you, man, like you have faith in everything outside of you. You trust your job as a only source of income, like as if they could never just wake up and say, hey, we got to make budget cuts, so we can't afford to pay you anymore, so go figure it out. Or you put so much faith into your friend groups or the people you date or the person you're with. And you should have faith in the people you have around you to some extent. But like the hobbies you do, like some of y'all are like, you got to go out all the time, or you may be into gaming, or like whatever your thing is that gives you like the ability to relax and enjoy yourself and express yourself. You buy into these things, you really invest into these things, you tap into them to a level to where you put a lot of time and energy and effort towards these institutions and these hobbies and these things and these items, but you never do it for yourself. So when I talk about betting on yourself, it's simply having the confidence to put faith in having the ability to choose you. And this doesn't have to be a long video. Like really, I've said pretty much what the video is about. But just betting on yourself, man. Like think about people who like live and die for their jobs. You know what I mean? Like they don't really have a life outside of their work. Or the person who you work for, or the company that you work for, was started by a person or a group of people. But those people, they had to bet on themselves, or he had to bet on himself, or she had to bet on herself in order for you to have an employment opportunity at that particular company, right? Because they could have easily worked for someone else and retired there, but they decided to go create their own thing and start their own vision and start their own brand and start their own company. And because they did that and it was successful, you have a place to work. You have a place to go and exchange your labor and in exchange for a salary to where you can pay your bills and pay rent or your mortgage, right? But you have the ability to do the same thing. Not necessarily talking about being an entrepreneur, because I don't believe everyone is able to be an entrepreneur. I don't think everyone was created or made to be a business owner, right? I don't think everyone was created and, like, put here to be a business person per se. But you can most definitely bet on yourself in a plethora of different ways. Like, you can choose you. You can really choose the person in the mirror and give yourself an opportunity and have confidence and faith, win, lose, or draw, sink or swim, that I'm going to give myself a chance to be successful. I'm going to bet on me. Because you bet on everyone else, man. Like, you bet on, some of y'all are like fanatics, man. Like, you're loyal to these celebrities and these athletes and these entertainers, man, and these rappers and these actors and actresses, man. And like, you're so committed. You're so committed to these other deities and people outside of you. And if you just showed yourself a smidget of the love and admiration, or buy-in, even just simply buy into you, buy in to yourself the way you buy in to these other items, man, you would set the world on fire. You would truly set this world on fire if you just simply bet on yourself, man. You know, especially if you're someone who's ambitious and you're driven and you're someone who you have vision, because everyone doesn't have vision. You can have sight, but everyone doesn't have vision. And what I mean by vision is, I'm talking like having the ability to identify where you are and see where you are and know where you are, but also be able to have the foresight to see beyond and to be able to envision something in the future that will exist, that doesn't exist right now. Everyone doesn't have that ability. But for the people who do have that ability, for the people who are chosen, for the people who have the foresight to be able to formulate in their mind something that they know they can hold in their hand at some point, all the great things start with betting on yourself, man. And there's so many reasons why people don't bet on themselves. Most of the times, man, it comes down to a lack of confidence. You know what I mean? Like, people just don't have the confidence. And I'm not gonna get into why people don't have confidence. There's so many hours and hours and hours of content a person could create about why a person doesn't have confidence. But if you don't have the confidence that you are who you are supposed to be, or you are who you actually are, you will never ever put yourself in a position, or, like, forget a position. You won't even have the mindset that you can actually be someone who you can bet on. You know what I mean? Meaning, like, no one else is gonna believe in you till you believe in you. You know what I mean? Like, I forgot who said it. I think Kanye said it, but you have to get into the habit of applauding and clapping for yourself long before there's an audience to do it for you. So that means you have to have confidence in yourself, man. And you have to believe in you before you're able to sell to anyone else, hey, believe in me. You know what I mean? A lot of times people want the world to believe in them, but they don't believe in themselves. And bro, sis, it doesn't work that way. It does not. It does not work that way at all, man. You have to believe in yourself and root for yourself and really cheer for yourself, man. And it's not from a position of cockiness. I don't want y'all to hear this and think, oh, Chris want us to be cocky. CJ want us to be, arrogant. I'm not telling you to be any of those things, man, but I am telling you that you have to have confidence in yourself. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to be able to bet on yourself. And not just when it's like good times, not just when you're happy, not just when you feel like. You got to bet on yourself every single day. Every day you wake up, you got to bet on yourself. Sick, you got to bet on yourself. Angry, you got to bet on yourself. Betrayed, you got to bet on yourself. Hurt, you have to bet on yourself. Talked about, you have to bet on yourself. Laughed at, you have to bet on yourself. Gaslit, you have to bet on yourself. People judging you, you have to bet on yourself. You have to bet on yourself at all phases of life. I talk a lot about success in business because I'm an entrepreneur and I'm someone who I'm very like business oriented, and I really love the hustle and bustle of industry. But if you're just trying to in any area of your life, there's not a component of existence I can name to where betting on yourself isn't gonna be beneficial to you. Always bet on yourself, man. You know, because one or two things are gonna happen. You got two options, right? When you bet on yourself, you're gonna be right or you're gonna be wrong. That's it. That's all that happens. Like it's no different than when you go to Vegas and bet or gamble. You're gonna win or you're gonna lose. What I want you guys to get into the habit of actually practicing is that knowing that whether you win or lose, you still win. I'll say that again for the people in the back. Whether you win or lose in a technical sense of like winning and losing, you are still victorious, because if you bet on yourself and win, that means you were right, and you get to validate having the confidence and the belief in yourself. But let's say you bet on yourself and you lose, right? You were wrong in this instance, right? You're not wrong from the standpoint of you will never get it right. You just could be wrong in the sense that it wasn't your time today. It wasn't your time this week. And that's okay, because as long as you draw oxygen and God wakes you up and you have blood, like warm blood flowing through your body, you always have an opportunity to be right. You will always have an opportunity to be right if you have a chance. And if you're still here and you're still watching this video, you have a chance. So get into the habit of betting on yourself, man. Looking in the mirror, and if you don't have confidence, start to build confidence. Like start to like look in the mirror and say positive affirmations to yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. Speak nice to yourself, to where if you were to treat yourself how you treat people that you're responsible for, and you love those people, you cherish those people, you care about those people, talk to yourself the same way. Treat yourself the same way. You know what I mean? Like it's imperative, man. You gotta bet on yourself. No one's gonna bet on you, man. No one's gonna bet on you if you don't bet on yourself. Talk about growing and expounding and getting to the next level in life, financially, career, relationships, spiritually, your walk with God, whatever it is. You gotta always like you gotta choose yourself. You gotta really bet on you. You gotta put yourself out there. You can't be afraid and try to hide behind things and hide behind people. You gotta step out in the front. You know what I mean? You gotta put yourself out there, man, and do it boldly. Do it boldly, even if you're afraid, even if your legs are trembling, even if you're scared to death of it. You still gotta put yourself out there, man. You gotta raise your hand. You gotta get on up and say, hey, I'm here and I'm ready and I choose me. And you have to do that. And once you do that, man, so much will open up for you. Like there are a lot of things that's kind of closed off to you in life when you cower from who God created you to be. And forgive my usage of that word. I know everyone isn't a religious or a spiritual person, but I just call God like who he is. You know, I know some people say universe, or they use these other like euphemisms to not acknowledge the fact that he's real. And whether you believe he's real or not, that's none of my business. But I do want you guys to get into the habit of betting on yourself and having the confidence to believe in yourself and choosing yourself at all times. So let me know what you guys think about this, man. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm CJ Wilkins, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'm out. Peace.